Hello, I'm here again. Yay. So yesterday I got interrupted by technical difficulties. And I was about to tell you all the shit that I got done. So I'm gonna do that today. So I finished a book, finished writing Devil's Triangle, which is book 4 of my Warrior Mage Librarian series. I almost said Matilda Holiday. That is not accurate. My Matilda Holiday series has been finished for 3 years and has been published for 3 years. So anyway, I finished Devil's Triangle, which is book 4 of Warrior Mage Librarians, and I published book 1 of Warrior Mage Librarians, which is the first book I've published in, yep, you guessed it, 3 years. So that's yay, 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 yay. And then also, I've been working on my cocktail book, The Bloody Unicorn and Other Delightfully Dark Drinks, which is like 15 cocktail recipes with corresponding short stories. So there's like a story called The Bloody Unicorn and a drink called The Bloody Unicorn, a story called The Eye Gouger, a drink called The Eye Gouger, etc. Anyway, so I finished all the things for that. I just need to send it to Sarah for formatting, which I just realized I was supposed to do on Wednesday. So I'm gonna do that today. And then I can fulfill the Kickstarter. I'm not actually publishing that book until next year because I want to do like a whole thing with it. Like a book tour kind of situation with the illustrator. Oh yeah, it's illustrated. 5 of the stories have these like amazing weird illustrations by Summer Fott, who is a Portland-based sort of surreal artist. I don't know if she'd call herself that, but that's kind of how I look at it. Anyway, and so I want to do like a book tour with her and also like just make a big fucking splash with it. It was supposed to be the first book that I ever published, but I didn't at the time because pandemic situations. Anyway, but you will be able to order it from me directly once it's published. So, or not once it's published, once it's ready. So this year, like probably next month, I'm gonna fulfill the backer kit. I ran it on backer kit. So I'm going to fulfill that first, and then people will be able to order it / buy it at events, which I'm doing an event tomorrow, which is exciting. If you're in Oregon and you're watching this live / today, you should stop by the Albany Mushroom Festival tomorrow, which I was really hoping to have copies of Blood Falls for the Oregon or the Albany Mushroom Festival, because that series has this like species of mushroom shifters. So basically the premise of the series is that the characters, 2 of the characters from they're like characters in Matilda Holiday. So it is a spinoff, but you don't have to have read Matilda Holiday. But if you have, it's Sister Margaret and Trevor go to work for the Vatican as this like secret library thing. But instead of that being their only job, cryptids like come out of hiding, and so the Vatican sends them as their representatives to the cryptid collective site, and then they kind of discover this whole situation of like cryptid hostilities, as it were, and there's like this cryptid terrorist organization that's like, long story short, which it's not short, there's 4 books. There's like a cryptid war that they become embroiled in. Anyway, so there's a species of cryptid called the Kalampa Amaru, which I made up. There are several cryptids in there actually that I made up, and then some that are real, as in like people have reported sightings of them, I guess. I mean, I don't know that they're not real. I don't know that they are real. But like there's like Squonks, which is my favorite cryptid. It's like this little gray dude from Pennsylvania who cries all the time because he's so ugly. which I just love. Um, but he's not ugly. He's so cute. He's like gray and wrinkly, and he looks kind of like a naked mole rat, but not. Anyway, so that's like they're in there, and then there's like Bigfoots, of course, and chupacabras, and then also I've kind of rolled in like some paranormal creatures like vampires and werewolves are also considered cryptids in this world. And they're not like they weren't ever human vampires nor werewolves. Like they're just cryptids in my universe. They were born vampires, they were born werewolves. But then anyway, the Kalampa Amaru is one that I made up, and they are mushrooms that were so most of the cryptids were like just sort of evolved the way humans did, but Kalampa Amaru are special. They were actually accidentally created by an Inca witch. Not so witches are also a kind of cryptid in my universe, which if you've read the Rhymes with Witch series, like that so those witches are actually like it's set all in the same universe, so they are actually cryptids. You don't learn that in the Rhymes with Witch series, at least not what's out right now. I am planning to write a second arc of Rhymes with Witch at some point, probably next year. I was going to do it this year, but I'm like caught up in this other series that I'm writing. Anyway, so but the Kalampa Amaru were created because this Inca priestess who happened to be a witch was making a sacrifice of a dish of mushrooms to this like snake god. I think the snake god's name is Amaru. I think that's where I got that. But and then she accidentally made it a spell and created this race of immortal mushroom shifters. So they can shift into any shape. They are sapient, and the only way to kill them is with fire. So, and they live on an island off the coast of Brazil called Snake Island. Well, that's not like the official name of it, but it's a real island that's like populated entirely by snakes. But in my books, the snakes are their pets, and book 3 of the series is set there. So, anyway, all that to say that I kind of wish I had book 1 of that series for the Mushroom Festival, but they did not get printed in time. And so I will have ebooks, but not print books. I'm going to try and get like a little QR code printed up that people can order it if they want. But yeah. So that's what's happening with me. And I don't really have anything else to say, but I'm here. I'm showing up. That's good. I'm going to try and get some more authors on here soon, now that I'm doing this again. Yeah. Okay. Bye. Hitting end stream.